Hi guys! At the time of making of this video, Dare to Defy is only less than a week away remaining. And I know a lot of people struggle with these stages, particularly stage 1 and stage 5, where the fight itself is particularly challenging. So for those who still have not completed either stage 1 or stage 5, and you've already pulled for Lunafreya, and I highly recommend that you do, she is extremely powerful. This is one way to really blitz through either stage 1 or stage 5. The same strategy should work on both stages. First off, a quick shout out and credits to Destrov as well, whose videos really inspired this run here. The party that I use here is Lunafreya, and you need her LD and BT for this. You don't need her FR because I didn't use it. Followed by Enna Kros and followed by Ursula with Ursula's FR, and you do need it. If you don't have Ursula though, Iroha is coming out in a few days time, and Iroha FR is actually even better for this strategy compared to Ursula. First off, in terms of the starting turn order, in Dare to Defy 5, you need to have Lunafreya start first. Everything else doesn't matter, you just need Lunafreya starting first. You do also need a Faris LD call. It may be possible with other call abilities, but it will be extremely challenging because you need to land 7 debuffs at the start. If you have Faris LD call, you start the fight with already 2 debuffs on the boss, so all you need to do is have Lunafreya use the Faris LD call and you land 7 debuffs on the boss and stop the turn warp immediately. The boss will only get 1 turn of turn warp, and that's the only action it takes the entire fight. It will die before it does anything else. So coming back to the fight, at the start Ursula will also warp her turns after the initial boss attack, but I just had her use her LD to end her turn. Coming back to Lunafreya's turn, what I did here is have a rotation where she spams her energy heal into LD, into energy heal again using up the free skill, and then into either her S2 or EX, whichever one is ready. And before I use LD again, just use her energy heal because you will get +1 skill upon use of her LD. The idea here is by doing this rotation, you get to charge both the force gauge and summon meter. Early on also, and this is actually optional, but if you do need some extra bit of damage to bring the boss a little bit lower, what you can do is to use quick prayer on Ursula to give her 3 instant turns. Now in case you're wondering why I ended Lunafreya's turn here, it's mainly because she actually has another turn right after Enna Kros. So if she doesn't, then you should just go all the way to force gauge 100%. But I stopped 1 turn here mainly because she's about to get another turn anyway after Enna Kros. So I decided to just charge the force gauge to 50%. The one thing I forgot to do here is to use Enna Kros' additional ability, so you should do that, but it doesn't really matter in the long run. The goal is that you need to charge both the force gauge and summon meter to 100% before Ursula gets a turn. So Ursula's turn is next, so this is the point that you need to charge to 100%. At this point also, you need to have Lunafreya apply quick prayer on Enna Kros. You don't need to apply heavy prayer because just using Lunafreya's LD will apply the heavy prayer buff on Enna Kros. One important note is that the rotation is quite important with Lunafreya, where you weave in either her S2 or EX in between. For one thing, it does nice damage to the boss, so you bring the boss health a little bit lower before you start your burst damage. For another thing, you need to save her energy heal S1 at least 5 skill users, and you'll see why later on. So with that, setup is complete. Right here, what you want to do to end Lunafreya's turn is to use her additional ability followed by her BT plus to get her BT plus aura going. Coming to Ursula's turn, since she has 3 instant turns, what I did is just use up all her additional free turns doing some extra damage to the boss. And like I said, this is really optional. If you find yourself lacking in damage, maybe because you don't have the Ultima weapon for Enna Kros, then this is something good to do just to bring the boss's health a little bit lower. But at this point, Enna Kros will be able to really annihilate the boss. Right here, you'll see that I set the Onion Knight LD call on Ursula, and this is mainly for the turn manipulation. You want to use the LD call and target Lunafreya, so that the turn order after this will be Lunafreya followed by Enna Kros. If you don't have Onion Knight LD call, the only other call ability that you can use is Seed Rains. That call is currently set on Enna Kros, but if you don't have Onion Knight, the alternative setup is to give Ursula Seed Rains and to give Enna Kros something like a Prishe or Alisaie LD call instead. On Ursula's final turn, what you want to do is FR into LD to end her turn. Now this is where the supercharging begins. Once in FR mode, you want to use just spam S1 on Lunafreya, and you want to do this until the force time is at exactly 5 turns. Not more, not less. You want to end this at 5 turns. At 5 turns remaining, just end Lunafreya's turn using her EX. At 4 turns remaining, I use 1 turn to set up the LD call on Enna Kros. The following LD use contains scenes of explicit violence and gore. Viewer discretion is advised. Here, all I'm doing is popping summon to give Enna Kros the Ifrit summon buff, and then I'll be going ham with her LD. That's 26 million damage for the first LD. $27.8 million for the second LD use. And 29 million for the third LD use, and boss is dead. As always, I hope the video has been helpful, and if you enjoyed the content, please leave a like, comment or subscribe. Really helps a lot. Till then, I'll see you guys in the next Shinryu fight. Bye!